finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
Welcome back, everybody. Sim-Track Broadcasting returning back to Wednesday nights with the Racing Revolution League. Patrick Morrison here is your lead producer, and Stella out there is color commentary. Hope everyone has enjoyed a few weeks off for the holidays and with your family. So let's talk about how we actually determined here in the Racing Revolution League those final 12 drivers. Daytona International Speedway is the last time we saw these guys out there on the track. I know it's been a couple of weeks, so let's try to refresh your memory. Again, let's just try to sum it up. And really, the biggest part about that entire track was the very final few laps there with the number 53 car of Robert Rader. Had a massive lapse of judgment and caused another horrible wreck, taking out a bunch of drivers out there on the track. This allowed the mountain man Jeremy Burns to squeak out yet another win. And Nick Alves wasn't fast enough on the gas coming out of that wreck. Ended up second with Alex Kenton with a much-needed high-place finish, nailed third place. So that squeaked him into the playoff run here that we see tonight. But Michigan International Speedway is where we land tonight, and you want to talk about a fast track. This 2-mile circuit has got it all. 18 degrees of banking. Indy cars have been here over 230 miles an hour, and this has over 100,000 seats out there for all the spectators to really give a shot for this. So Stella, really talk to me here a little bit here, and I know Ryan Newman has set the record here at 194 miles an hour, in a cup car. What is it now?
Now, as of 2014, we're looking at Jeff Gordon, my man, at 206.5.
All right, yeah, definitely 206.5. That's definitely a lot faster than that 194 that we were talking about there before. I know a couple of guys are coming down pit road here as qualifying is about to start up here in just a moment, but this should be a good show for you guys here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a peek what we're looking at so far. 67 degrees out there in the air, so this is going to be awesome for engine temperatures. Track temperature being 88, so that's going to be really good for the tires. It's interesting to see where these guys are going to take these racing lines. These lines are going to be high, they're going to be low, it's going to be tossing back and forth, really which way they go, but they'll have 100 laps to figure it out here. We'll stop at stage, for the stage break at 25. I would probably expect everybody tires full tank of fuel and see how it squares away there. Of course, with the Racing Revolution League, there are no faster pairs. It's kind of interesting to see that there are no faster pairs here, this being a super speedway. So they're not going to, take that into account. So a lot of these guys are going to have to be super, super careful out there and see how they can go. Playoff drivers, winners have a guaranteed spot into the round of 8. So if they win these, if one driver wins the next 3, let's say if Trevor Earhart wins this, or we have Alex Brube win this, they are already moved on to the next set. And the number 53 of Robert Rader, after a quick check down, and everybody looking through admin-wise for penalties, he will be serving a penalty from that Daytona crash that ended up tangling up a lot of drivers and ruining a lot of their hopes here. So he will be starting from the back of the line. So very unusual here, Stella, to see the number 53 Chapman Environmental Services car starting from the extreme back of the field.
Oh yeah, it'll give him a little bit more of a challenge, but he'll probably be up to it.
Yeah, definitely not too much of a challenge here is what I'm seeing out here on the track so far. Only about 18 drivers are showing up here so far. Of course, 12 of those being the playoff drivers. If I am not mistaken, I may have a playoff driver here as a no-show at this point. And I believe the number 89 Chevrolet of Alex Kenton. I've yet to see him lay down any practice time. I have seen him load in, but I don't know if there's a problem later on, so we'll see if he is able to recollect or if maybe he is having some sort of a connection problem. Do want to make a note out there. 4-Star Industries is going to be rocking a little bit of a different paint scheme. We're taking a look here at Caleb Gilbert in the blackout scheme, looking pretty slick out there. Let's see how Kevin Orlando's doing. Removed a little bit of that yellow off the mellow yellow Ford machine out there. Raider, he's going to be starting in the back. Let's see if we can get a quick peek at his machine as he comes across the start-finish line. No times yet out of anybody so far. Quick couple warm-up laps. And then Nick Alves, who should be in the Coastal Financial Chevrolet, the only Chevrolet out of the 4-Star Industry team. And we'll see how these guys how they fare. All right, let's take a look at some of these times. Let's get them popped up. Right now, Caleb Gilbert, Justice Murphy, Tay McDonald, and Grant Thorpe. Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're mixing it up here a little bit, and apparently
your tower is too.
My tower wants to mix them up too, so definitely it's one thing that kind of during qualifying. I'm not quite sure why it hiccups every time during qualifying, but it's kind of dumb. But hopefully we'll get that get that squared away here momentarily. You're just gonna have to take my my word for it here out there in the chat. Already lighting up pretty fast here. Nick Alves with the second place at this point. Bowden Motorsports, drive fast, turn left, roll over, and play dead. Try to keep it in one piece here, Bowden. Sonny Poston here. Playoff time. Hope the number 9 disconnect driven by my nephew, the Mountain Man. Jeremy Burns starts off strong. I hope so. I definitely kept an eye out there on Jeremy Burns. Jeremy Burns had one of the faster cars out here. He was second in practice. So we'll see if he can lay down some solid times here. Right now I'm showing him as a third place, and he only missed it really by about 10 thousandths of a second, so he's got a lot of work to do, and my wife out there as well. You miss these guys. I think a lot of people miss these drivers, definitely from from some of my other leagues out there, or leagues you may tune into. These guys are very unusual to see a yellow flag, so this may be 100 laps other than the stage caution. That may be everybody kind of squaring it away. Looks like Ted Rekich is down.
Sour Patch. Yo, you missed the Sour Patch.
Oh, no. We were going to talk about the Sour Patch Kid of Matthew Robinson, the newcomer here to the Racing Revolution League. But Alex Kenton did make it. Here he is. So excellent. And that's what I was trying to do, is cue into him. Nice paint job.
Very.
Yeah, I do want to mention out there our new sponsor here at SimTrack Broadcasting, Young Gun Creations. Aiden Young will be your painter out there if you're looking to get a new paint scheme for your iRacing vehicle or anything like that. Don't forget to mention me, and I sent you, and he'll definitely make sure to hook you up, and whether you're in a dirt car, next gen, or anything like that, looking for a slick paint scheme. Speaking of paint schemes, look at that 83. I'm liking that.
That's our baby Bowden.
Oh, yeah. All right, Adam Bowden right now sitting 19th. I know he definitely takes his time and tries to, I wouldn't say purposefully qualify in the back, but I think he tries to take his time, let these guys kind of duke it out in the front, and then he makes his moves up, kind of up toward the center. I knew he was in the running for the playoffs, but just not in a high enough spot for a win there at Daytona. So he was unfortunately not enough there. There's Trevor Earhart. And Trevor Earhart right now sitting 13th. This should be his final lap around. Let's see if he can squeak anything else out here. Sitting 13th. Come on. Whoa.
You asked for it, you got it.
Top of the chart. Trevor Earhart takes it. Oh, man, he's got to be ecstatic about that. So Michigan Speedway, he is going to take the pole here tonight. Awesome job. Right now I have Travis Gilbert out there in the 341 Ford, not qualifying here at this point. All right. You know what that means, Stella. Let's go ahead and have a little look here at our starting grid for this running here tonight. Man, oh man, oh man. These guys are getting locked and loaded. There they are down pit road. Let's take a look. In the front row, Trevor Earhart, Caleb Gilbert, 1 and 2. Starting in row 2 will be Ted Rekich in the 00 with Nick Alves in the Coastal Financial. Number 24 sitting 4th. Jeremy Burns, the Mountain Man, sitting on the inside of row 3 and starting 5th with Tay McDonald in the Echo Fasteners. Starting 6th, Matthew Robinson, our Sour Patch Kid, starting 7th in his Chevrolet. Justice Murphy in the All About Bugs, number 8, starting in 8th in the number 12. Grant Thorpe will take a peek and see if Grant Thorpe, I haven't had to take a peek in on him, seeing if that Dollar General machine is back out here or if he's rocking Tennessee tonight. I know we had a few Tennessee fans out there in the chat last week. We'll see if anybody else decides to root him on tonight, with him starting in the 9th. Kynan Jones, our Australian, starting with the 85 machine, starting 10th. Parker Johnston, 11, with Kevin Orlando rounding out our 6th row here, starting in 12th. Definitely not too stacked of a field here, as we have Alex Brube, another playoff contender, starting 13th. Adam Bounded in the Simtrax car. We saw him getting his last lap there, getting 14th. Brandon Richardson is in a 15th position, 29 in the 29 machine. And Robert Rader, interesting to see. He shows him 16th, but he will be EOL. Back of the line for him, so we're going to go ahead and say he's the 16th, but he'll be at the back, starting 20th. John Fike, 17th. Michael Bennett, man, just a heartbreaker for him last race, as he needed a win to get in for a playoff position, starting 18th. Alex Kenton, who did get a high enough spot, which was the make or break point for him, starting 19th with Travis Gilbert in the 341. Not here a whole lot, but he is here now. 341 starting in the 20th position. That's going to round out our drivers here, Stella. Little smaller on the name, kind of on the turnout here, but still should be a good race.
Yeah, that happens a lot when they go into playoffs. A lot of drivers say, hey, if I'm not going to win, in a playoff berth, then why be out? But we always still encourage everybody to make a show.
Yeah, definitely for certain.
He's in Tennessee tonight.
All right, we see everybody kind of squeezing their way down pit road here. But you take a few laps around. 53 machine is going to have to dial to the back of the line. Talk about a heartbreaker for him, but he's got a lot of work to do to get back to the front. Brandon Richardson, I'm hoping he's going to be able to turn his luck around here and fight his way back toward the front.
Well, he's got 100 laps to do it.
Yeah, no kidding.
We've seen him take 7 in a matter of 3 laps, so I wouldn't be too surprised.
Man. Well, I would ask a question here, already starting this one. I know it's kind of hard to judge immediately off the bat, but kind of who would you call maybe one of the drivers out here that might be somebody we need to keep our eyeballs on?
Personally, I am loving the Sour Patch Kid.
Hey, guys, but just a quick update. We're gonna have to remake a session. The Toyotas and Chevys have an extra set of tires, so
yeah, I noticed there were 7 out there. They're just
yeah, we're gonna be remaking the session, and we will be in the new session here shortly. We'll reset qualifying.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll set the qualifying order based on what's going on right now. But we will be remaking the session here in just a few minutes.
Oh.
So you won't have to re-qualify then?
No, the
Okay.
position will be set manually based on what we just did.
Got it.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
All right,
so
man.
I just wanted y'all to be looped in.
All right, well, we'll definitely we'll try to make sure we get transferred over and kind of square that one off. But all right, bud, appreciate it.
All right.
All right, everybody out there, you kind of heard that already. Technical difficulties, and you got to be proud of that. Not on our end. It looks like it's going to be on the Racing Revolution end. So they got a little bit of squaring off to do here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to send you guys to commercial as we kind of chase this back down and reset up for the next session. I know it's going to take a couple minutes for them to get that A-OK. Logan Romney out there in the chat. It's Kevin's fault. You were 110% right. 110% right. Got to be Kevin Orlando's fault in that 27 mellow yellow. So I know somebody is definitely rooting to see him hammer the wall here tonight. Here they go. All right, guys. Not the backup cars. All right, we will be right back after a few commercials here.
And so we had an issue at a plant about 2 weeks ago. It was a traditional municipal wastewater treatment plant. Tremendous foaming on top of the basins. And so me and our lead operator for the site got our heads together. We pulled some samples, did the analysis of those samples. We actually looked at the bugs from the system under a microscope so that we could see the type of bug that was actually growing in there. And what we found actually was that there were very few bugs growing in there. The higher life forms in particular had died off, and we had the single cell protozoa type of bacteria growing in there. So what that told us was we probably got hit with some kind of toxic shock at the facility. So we immediately changed the way we were operating the plant. We changed the return activated sludge rates, the wasting rates, and did a few other things around the facility to try to really buffer ourselves against whatever had happened, because it's too late, right? It's already in the plant. So we're trying to buffer ourselves against whatever that toxic event was, because if it just happened, yesterday, it's liable to happen again today. Usually these things go in like threes. And so it's taking real world experience, knowing that we not only needed to look at the analytical data that we were collecting at the time, but also looking at the bugs under the microscope, determining what's going on with the bug population in the aeration basins, and then taking that information, layering that together with the data we collected through analytical analysis, and coming up with a solution based on all that combined, which I think is a pretty unique approach to dealing with a problem like that at a facility.
It's no secret the real estate market can be a little tricky to figure out. In the Oklahoma City area, you need the experts at the Earhart Group to guide you. We're one of the top-rated real estate teams in all of Oklahoma. We can help you buy, sell, and invest in real estate. And we've got a dedicated farm and ranch division too. The Earhart Group, for all your Oklahoma real estate needs, and proud to be a sponsor of the Sim-Trax Racing Broadcast.
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
This is Echo. Echo Electric Supply is an independently owned and operated wholesale electrical distributor and has been since 1950. They take great pride in providing value-added products because they understand the needs of their customers. Sometimes those needs are more unique, and that's not a problem. And with 18 locations throughout the Midwest, they can provide fair price services and solutions to more people than ever before. This is Echo.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging in there. I know it's been a little bit of a hiccup here so far. Seems somebody had a little bit of a stumbling there with the iRacing set up for a bunch of guys. I'm sure they didn't want a couple of guys to have a couple extra tires out there, which could cause a bit of a stumble for some of them. I know you don't want to give an advantage to somebody else, but it's hard to take somebody's word of nope, I didn't do it, nope, I didn't use an extra set of tires, and kind of move and shuffle these guys around kind of with what all is going on out there. But I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the playoff standings here so far. I know like I said, we are in a hang-up, and we're kind of smoothing it out here a little bit. Robert Rader, Earhart, Justice Murphy, Jeremy Burns, and Alex Berube right now are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tied for 6th is Caleb Gilbert and Parker Johnson. Caleb Gilbert, I'm interested to see what he can do. I know he's had a couple of wins here and there, but he's had a couple of them stolen from him, really right there at the end. Most notable one is Pocono, when Berube actually got that win, and Rader and Caleb Gilbert were taken out in a massive wreck at the end of that one as well. Grant Thorpe actually is sitting 8th, and then I've got 4 guys tied for 9th, that being Nick Alves, Alex Kenton, Kevin Orlando, and Brandon Richardson. Definitely a lot of guys out there going to be kind of dicing it up here a little bit for where they want to be and how they're going to continue here later on tonight. But we'll see. We'll kind of see how this goes. I would probably say out there in the chat, guys, I know Ray Lane and Logan Romney. I wish you guys were out here. I know these numbers could definitely use some beefing up in your guys' speed out there on the track here at Michigan. Logan Romney says Kevin's Season 2 champion. I know Matthew Robinson, I know, is a newcomer. Have no fear here, Matt. It is not normal for this to happen. I believe this is probably one of the first hiccups these guys have had, but this is a massive fumble by a lot of the drivers out here trying their best to figure out how about to go about this. I mean, don't get me wrong. The last thing you want to do is give Robert Rader or Trevor Earhart, one of the fastest guys out there on the track, an advantage here with an extra set of tires. I would definitely not want to see anything like that, but it's going to be a definite push here to kind of figure out how this is going to continue. We'll see if I can grab any of. Maybe we can talk to some of our drivers down there. I'm going to kind of. Shuffle in a couple of drivers here, and let's see if we can have a chat with them. I know one of the drivers out there we have a good chat with most of the time is Jeremy Burns, and we'll see if we can have a little kind of squeeze in with him here. Jeremy Burns, you got a copy on me, man? Oh boy, hold on. I bet you this thing is trying to mute him again. Let me see if we can move this to another area here and move this on up. Jeremy Burns, there you go. You talking? Can you hear me, bud?
Yes, sir.
There we go. All right, number 9 out there tonight. Well, you had some decent qualifying time from what I remember, but how Michigan, you and I have been talking about back at your last race win. This is kind of your make or break point because the next couple of tracks may not be in your favor.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident where we're at right now. We qualified inside the top 5. we just gotta really keep the tires under it, and I want to get some serious stage points here, and set myself up good for the end of the race. But all in all, just gotta keep it clean. End up getting a top 10, solid top 10 will do me good today, and then just work forward. And we can't take any steps back at this point. It's in the playoffs, but it's all forward from here on out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, definitely kind of getting word through the grapevine here and kind of how they're shuffling things around from where we're looking so far. They may actually be restarting qualifying here, so it's like a mulligan here. We're going to redo this whole thing, so hopefully maybe you can figure out what Trevor Earhart was doing on his fast run for him to nail that last piece there right at the end. What is going to be the key for you to win this race here tonight?
Longevity and working with the draft. It's a big 2-mile track, so you definitely have to utilize the draft. And like I said, the long run speed, keeping the tires underneath you, getting turned, coming out of the corner. Likes to get tight around 7-8 laps if you really try to push it. So definitely just gotta keep the tires underneath you. And if you can do that, and you can run a full 20-lap tank and still have the tires underneath you at the end of it, you'll be fine.
All right. Well, in case I don't talk to you again, Jeremy Burns, go ahead and give me your shout-outs here.
I gotta shout out the fam. They've always been watching me. My mom, my dad, the guys and gals of 604 are back. We're back in the dorm room. We're back living at college. Got all the family friends, all my friends here at college that aren't necessarily 604ians, but they're out there supporting tonight because it's the start of the playoffs. But just shout out to anybody that's out there supporting me, and anybody else that is out there. And shout out to you guys as well. I tend to miss y'all sometimes, and I do really. I hate it because y'all do such an amazing job, and I love watching it the day after. But just thanks to everyone that's able to make this possible. And let's go have a good race.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking to see how this kind of continues here because season 3 I know is getting drawn up, and if you think this season was wild, we're gonna have an even crazier season coming up. Jeremy Burns in the number 9. Great job. I hope to kind of see you get at least a podium position here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Hey, where do you want to end up going? You want back at Team Disconnect, or you sharing teams tonight?
Oh, I definitely want to be back at Team Disconnect. Everything that they've supported me with this year, I just want to make sure that, I stay with them because they've done such a good job with me. And and maybe, we might have a couple more people, you never know.
All right, we'll try. Sonny out there says hi.
Yes, sir, Sonny. And his kid Bentley, too. They love watching.
There you go. All right, good luck, Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right, Stella, and this is definitely looking pretty grim. I know these guys are trying to squeeze this back together. I'm not sure what all 100% what we've got going on here. They may have pre-gridded it.
Yeah, they're going to be lining back up in the qualifying order. As far as we can see, and right now they're just using it as a practice field so that everybody can switch servers.
Okay, yeah, I definitely see the timer where everybody's squeezing it all back together for sure. I know I wouldn't, like I said, I would not want somebody else to have a leg up here. Raider, I believe we are almost locked and loaded here, bud, so we'll be ready when you are. We're moving along here. Stella, let's go ahead and get back down to the booth here. I know these guys are just about ready to go. I know I appreciate all the viewers out there. You guys are the stronger ones here. Definitely have seen one of our finest hiccups here yet. This is definitely a toughie for sure. I know it's got to be a heartbreaker. You're out here watching your favorite driver, everything's looking solid, everything's looking good, and then it kind of breaks down all right when it's go time. But let's go ahead.
We'll just think of this as a rain delay.
Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and see if we can. Let's see if I can take a peek here. Come on, baby. Let's see. We should be able. There they are. Back out on the track they are. So they should be ready if I am not mistaken out there. So let's keep an eye on them here and figure out where they're going to lock and load. Because I knew green flag, they should have been A-OK. Boy, oh boy, but I would like to give a shout out for our sponsors out there, especially Chapman Environmental Services. Go ahead and talk to me here, Stella. Talk to me about Chapman.
Alrighty. Well, did you know that Chapman provides integrated environmental management? And they have consulting services. They do broad spectrum regulatory compliance, permitting, field sampling, services, and more. But to find out everything, visit chapmanes.com.
Yes. Now, that is the main sponsor. We'll talk a little bit about the Vet2Track, and we'll talk a little bit about what we should be seeing here later on in the piece. But just keep an eye out there what we've got going on. Oh, it's definitely looking pretty grim out there, I know.
Much better.
All right. Tell me if it kind of stays like that. Is it still there or gone? Still gone?
I have all your screens. I had the proper one for a while. Now
all right.
I have all.
Yeah, give me a little bit because I'm going to have to kind of square this away. That hiccup also caused a problem on our end. And hopefully we'll be able to kind of continue getting this fixed here. All right, let's see if we can get something a little better here. All right, Stella, talk to me. Tell me I got a yes.
Yes.
All right. Woohoo! Oh, man. Definitely this is... All right, out there in the chat, Logan Romney. Patrick, I need to ask them how they didn't put you on a team yet. Man, Logan, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, I thought you were a part-time driver. So it may be kind of dicing it up where you end up in this race to kind of squeeze this one back together. Ted Rekich out there looks like he's got a little bit of a different paint scheme. Speaking of paint schemes, I know out there Kynan is saying he forgot they were racing today and had to panic to make a new design. If it were me, shame, you know better. Yeah, you know better. This is Wednesday. Of course, we're racing here all the time on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I see. Wreckage has a white scheme tonight. You think it's a poke in the eye to all the dark schemes on...
I wouldn't say so. My biggest thing is one Tech Wreckage showed up tonight. That's a positive. Number two, he's got numbers on his car this time, and we're not plain white, so...
Improve.
That's another positive. And definitely... Oh, Kynan, come on out there. You're killing me. I forgot he's in Australia. It's Thursday there.
Oh,
so they remembered the qualifying order. So these guys are going to kind of shuffle it back together and watch these guys work. I hate seeing stuff like this happen, man. Just the one of those fine iRacing hiccups. You know, you think you could probably grid everybody up and put them where they're supposed to be. Put this guy first, this guy second, that guy third, and now they're going to mix each all together.
Yep. Nope, it wouldn't. They came up with some creative options, though. They were saying, well, we could just have all the Chevy cars run back through pit road and and then come back out, and that would be their tires or something.
Yeah, I see that going well.
Well, before they start, I mean, and then they would just use up one of the tires. It might have been better than what they just had to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, Trevor Earhart right now sitting on the top of the chart. See how these guys mush it back together. I know some of these guys are going to be pretty frustrated figuring out where they are and where they're supposed to be. I know I would be. It's going to be kind of weird. We'll see how we get back on the track. Kynan said he had a new paint here tonight. Let's see if we can squeeze in a little tighter here. Shark photography. I like his thinking. Definitely Kynan does take some awesome pictures out there.
Yes.
Of race day, of the racing, the race day, and even after race photos. So it's definitely check them out at Shark Photography. So he'll be running in the 85 Ford right now, sitting top 10. It's going to be looking pretty good here at this point. I think they might wrap around one more time to make sure everybody's lined back up and where they're supposed to be. Funny part about this one, Stella, is actually how they're going to go. They got to wave all the black flags because right now it's going to show everybody starting in the wrong spot.
Oh, heavens. Well, between that and the update also just messed up our restart zone.
Yes.
So everybody's on their honor system on the restart zone because the updates were making everybody get black flags. So they just turned it off.
Okay, well, I think we're about this point where we were last time, and let's try it again when I asked, kind of really where, your driver out there, who's your pick tonight as coming away with the win here?
I like Matthew Robinson.
Okay, and Matthew Robinson was your pick in the number 1 Chevrolet, the Sour Patch
Yes.
Kid. So we'll see how he does here, and let's get that squared away. Everybody, let's get that let's go get that tower up there. Let's go ahead and
That would be dynamite.
Yep. Yeah, I know we're kind of, like I said, we got hiccups on my end here as well.
Yeah, well, whenever you change those rooms, I know you have to go through about 82 steps to get everything lined back up again.
Yeah, 110%. And it just gets harder and harder here to get this thing to do what it's.
What everybody doesn't know is that you spend like 2 hours before the broadcast ever, starts to hit YouTube or Facebook or any of them, just setting everything up so it looks proper and lovely, and you guys rave about it. So I'm not just saying I think it looks proper and lovely, but when you suddenly have to start all over again and change, it can set you back a tad.
Yeah, every single time, but we're trying to see if we can get something going here. I know my
What's the status of our pace car? Lights out yet?
Yeah, it was saying the lights are out, but we're kind of shifting and shuffling the field again.
Yeah.
Out here, I think this is kind of getting
silly.
Yeah, it's kind of silly at this point because right now, whatever they've kind of done out there is kind of broken half of what's supposed to be happening here.
Mm-mm. Mm.
All right, and we will hopefully try to get something going here. I know these guys are shuffling around. Hopefully I can get something up here for you guys. I know this is not looking good probably on my end here. And they probably, like you're out there saying, probably should have re-qualified for this one and made it a lot easier on me.
Yeah, it would have been at least one complete session.
Let me try something. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Yep.
Boom, look at me, right on time.
Green. We are going through the Geico restart zone.
Yep, and this one's going to go on the Barney. On Barney out here. So Trevor in his 21 Chevrolet is going to get launched here for the Vet2Track 200 here tonight at Michigan.
And Buddy's already given him a nice little push around that first corner.
Yeah, what we're noticing out of a few of those drivers out here, coming out of 2 and coming out of 4 are going to be really, really tough here tonight. I know some of the joke out there has been kind of saying a lot of right fronts of these next gen cars are going to be modified due to contact with the wall. So the rollouts are going to be pretty tough. And what I would probably say here, Stella, is since the front stretch is so much longer, these guys have so much more speed, and you're definitely going to see the tire rubber laying a lot heavier here between 1 and 2. Battle for the lead already. Ted Reckich has got it, but how long can he hold it?
Yeah, the being 73 foot wide and that 18-degree banking, it gives them 3-4 grooves to run on this track, which to me makes it a lot more interesting versus, lining all up head to toe like ants. This one you can get some good passing done.
Looking good. And team seems a lot of other issues out here on the track, not just driving. Out there in the chat, they said Trevor, the 21, spent Monday morning in the ER with kidney stones out there.
Oh,
so right now he's driving in recovery mode, setting a pole position here tonight. So right now that is going to be looking pretty good for him. But we're going to take a quick little peek here. I want you guys to take a look. You see the blue? Uh-oh. We got somebody flying around here in the back.
Yep.
I think Kynan Jones? Nope, he looks like he survived.
No.
Kevin Orlando.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Kevin Orlando is spun out, bringing our first caution here for tonight.
That wasn't on the dreaded turn 2 or something,
No,
was it?
it was coming out of 2, and then probably
Yep.
2 cars ended up connecting on that one. So our first caution here tonight, and definitely before the last piece here. So let's see kind of what squeezes down here. I know we had some trouble earlier in the last time we were here. I know Kevin Orlando there on the edge of our screen. Let's see
Number
if we can get a little
27
closer
car.
here. Yep, the 27. Kind of see how the rotation happens here. Contact with Fike. We'll rotate to a top view here, but kind of see how it finishes off. Michael Bennett
Hold
gets
it.
out of there. There it is.
Oh.
Look at Raider. Way to squeak
and
out.
Berube just plows into the back of him.
Yep. Yeah, well, it's hard to say, anything of that could have been avoided. I would say right now the top speed out there on the track has been laid down by a few drivers, Rekich, Murphy, at 204 miles an hour.
Ooh, nice.
So these guys are definitely blazing. So once you see him kind of spin out there, that was it. There really was nowhere for some of these guys to go. But I want to see if we can actually find Brandon Richardson here and see if we can take a look from his angle, since he was behind the whole mess here, and kind of see what he saw from...
Cockpit view?
Actually, we're going to hop up top here a little bit. Let's take a look. Oh. Yeah. Well, I know we're supposed to be impartial, and I'm not supposed to really say anything, but they would say this would be an iRacing incident. I do want to take another shot from the top and see if maybe we can get something else here, because I don't know if Fike got a little nervous on the wall. It looks like he's holding there on that line, but so is Kevin Orlando, so I don't know if Fike caught the 27 here, and that just ended it. Yeah, Berube. You see Berube, he's trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just, I don't think he
From the
expected
first angle, it looked like he didn't even check up, but I see he was avoiding.
Yeah, 110%. Right now we're taking a look at Kevin Orlando.
And remember, there's no fast repairs in this league, so if they've had considerable damage, they're going to be sitting there for a while to have it repaired.
Yeah, 110%. We're taking a look at Kevin Orlando sitting in pit right now. Definitely a heartbreaker for him, as he is in the chase for the playoffs. Didn't make 3 laps here, and he's already down for some massive repairs. So this he's going to have to try his luck at the few extra ones. I don't think he's a lap down yet. He might be able to squeak out here just in time.
Really?
And I would risk it even if he shot out of there and didn't make it in enough time, that he would be able to, kind of continue here so far. Kevin Orlando.
I see one of those body modifications you were talking about.
Yeah, he's gonna be dealing with that for the rest of the race. He just no choice on that. Kevin Orlando, hopefully he's able to kind of continue and stay out there. I believe revisiting pit is Alex Berube. He's the one who took another massive shot on that hit. See if we can get a rotation up top. Doesn't look like too much damage, but it's early in the race. You've got to get that thing hammered out as much as you can. You see a little separation there on the hood and the fender. So, in the lead will be Ted Rekich and Trevor Earhart. Pace car lights, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, are off. So we should be resuming back under green flag. Kind of out there in the chat saying he survived. Yeah, I think he had a little tick there with Berube on the way through, so we'll keep an eye out for if he's can continue out here. Right now, kind of sitting in that 15th position.
Well, take a look at our EOL penalized racer, number 53, Robert Rader, is already up to 13th.
Yeah, he's going to be battling on the outside of Michael Bennett starting on this restart. So definitely, we're shuffling it up here a good bit. We got a lot of drivers getting moved here, moved there, moved here. So let's get ready for this restart. We see Barney there with the green flag. He's ready. They're ready. All right, let's try this one more time. The
Rock and
stage
roll.
break is at 25. Away we go. Ted Reckich with an awesome start there, and away he goes. Jeremy Burns sitting right now still in third. An awesome win for him into Daytona. Got him a few extra bonus points heading into this race tonight.
And I do believe you were about to tell everybody about the banners when we saw the decimation happening in the background.
Yes, everybody with that light blue. With that light blue banner. Here, let's take a look at Jeremy Burns. That light blue banner you see on the top of the windshield. That is
With
going
the
to be
Chapman logo.
Yes, that is going to be the indication of our guys who are in the playoffs. That's where it's taking Nick out. You kind of see the same thing there, and I think they may have even highlighted the spoiler. You kind of see the spoiler back there being in light blue as well. These will be your indicators of who is and who isn't in the playoffs here tonight. But look at Raider out there on the outside. EOL penalty tonight, not taking much of any. Oh, Richardson into the wall. Raider, how does he keep calm as he flosses around him here? Raider now in 8th.
Just a little kiss.
Yeah, definitely fast on every super speedway I've seen Raider at. I just know he's had a lot of trouble just trying to stay clean. I know if he's not winning, he doesn't want anybody else to win. And I'm hoping that's not the mindset that was at Daytona, because we've seen it a couple of times here. But that 53 machine looking to clean up his act here at Michigan tonight as we dive into turn 1. Wreckage, Earhart, and Burns still 1, 2, and 3. No real battles up there. But where the battles are is where Parker Johnson and Justice Murphy are here. These guys are really squeezing it together. Huge shot there by Tay McDonald right there with Adam Bowden. So these guys get about 3 wide coming out of the turn, which is really scary. I wouldn't want to be in that situation. But definitely taking the middle may be an act of suicide at this point, really squeezing. To think that may be a good line, I don't think that's really the way to go.
Yeah, with everybody during practice and whatnot having so much trouble coming out of, like you say, that turn 2, the last thing I'd want to be is anywhere above the bottom line.
Yeah, we already see, looks like Jeremy Burns is under fire right now in the middle of a 3 wide condition there before, but it looks like it's mellowed out here. Right as we get squared up to take a look at it, Raider getting ready to slide himself into 5th. And finding that outside line is the more favorable. I agree with the 53. I've done it as well. Jeremy Burns taking a much more aggressive approach there toward the bottom. It's interesting to see where these guys are kind of folding and moving around. I let you get your pick out there who's going to do it, and I would probably say, out of the tons of driving lines we see out here in the Irish Mountains, the one to keep an eye on in the mountains is the one and only the Mountain Man. So I'm going to go with the people's vote out here, the number 9 of Jeremy Burns. I think he may try to continue his run here and get himself another win as we're taking a look here at Jeremy Burns. Raider slides on past him and now into 5th. So top 5, not too bad. Starting 20th, has already moved up 15 positions after 1 caution. He has slid up into the top 5, but he's still got a lot of work to do because right now, Earhart and Wreckage are really going to be his biggest competitors here out there on the track at this point.
Well, that and we're only on lap 12 of 100, so I always say it's not going to happen until the fat lady sings at the end. You can be running front and center and still, not finish.
Yeah, we're going to kind of keep our hopes up here, out here for one of our drivers in the 48 Chevrolet, Parker Johnston. He's actually been quiet out there on the track week in and week out. He had a huge win there at Road America, but we haven't really seen him, really in a expectable spot. You come off a win like that, people start gaining a little bit of momentum. He hasn't really been able to capitalize. Since that win, he's kind of been bumbling around outside the top 10. He was able to squeeze in VO win into the playoffs, but he really has to shine here in the next 3 races to get into the next, the round of 8.
Well, he's got a good chance on these next 3 races.
Well, definitely for certain, since he definitely showed how well he did in the road courses. COTA, Circuit of the Americas, should be next race, but he has got, once again, we've got Justice Murphy and we've got Trevor Earhart, so these guys are really going to be trying to put up a hell of a fight and hold him back. But Jeremy Burns still on that bottom line here. Now, we talked to him earlier about tires, and he's being very, very aggressive taking this low line. I don't know how the next-gen cars hold up. I know Xfinity cars, the cars of tomorrow, the trucks, they are definitely high-side runners. But he's trying his luck here on the bottom and seeing if he can continue his run here on the bottom. And he's losing a lot of positions here, Stella. Down to 9th. He was top 3, and I'm wondering if he's kind of waiting him out or if that tire wear is starting to take a toll on his car.
Lap 14, that would not be a good thing.
Yeah, definitely lap 14. I want to talk about somebody who's moved up into another number starting with a 4. Robert Rader now in the 4th. And moving around with Tay McDonald. Tay says nope, and he gets a huge run into 1 and 2, but does he have the turn exit that Rader does? Parker Johnston's going to try to hold him toward the top, but no can do. He's going to file back in as Caleb Gilbert's got a run out of 2, and he's going to try to suck up and get into that 5th position. So far, he's battling here 4-6. Parker Johnston is going to stay on his outside. Really, it's interesting to see really which line is the better line here at the track. Now, I wouldn't say there is a definitive one. The low line, you can be fast. I know from personal experience running high side, saved those tires in probably the last 8 to 12 laps before pit. You can actually start diving into these turns and picking up a massive amount of speed. But nothing, we're not seeing that so much so far here in the race. As a huge run once again by Caleb Gilbert on the inside, now squeezing Parker Johnson there with Justice Murphy. 3 wide into 3.
Hold it.
Whoa, man, as they pull their way out of 4 here, Caleb Gilbert gets the upper hand. Justice Murphy now knocked out of the top 5. But you want to talk about on the move. Tay McDonald here in the 73 Ford.
Yeah.
Look at this. He's about to battle here for the lead. I'm so glad we caught up to this. Right now, Ted Reckich, book, little bump right there. Let him know. No can do. You stay down there on the bottom. And he's going to try to burn his tires up here. So Tay McDonald with the huge run gets shut down by the 00 of Ted Reckich.
Yeah, it really seems to have lost a lot of momentum.
That's all right. Well, we've seen Tay McDonald resurrect his race all the time. Let's see if he can snug in behind Trevor Earhart here, get maybe a little more draft before 2 of the 4-star industry cars decide to link up and get around. But I may have spoken too soon. 53 and the 40 starting to really push here. Look at how much diving speed he gets out of that. I'm noticing that the 00 Ford of Ted Reckich and the 21 Chevrolet of Trevor Earhart are really backing up those turns. They're braking really early and driving through the turns, and I think, we're looking at Tay McDonald, Caleb Gilbert, and Robert Rader doing a different line. They're sending it into the turn with the speed that they have and are riding it through. Now, it could put more wear on those front tires, but right now, they don't care.
This.
Tay McDonald on the outside, Trevor on the very bottom, and it looks like Caleb is going to try his hand to see if he can send it 4 wide here. No can do. Trevor Earhart now dialing back with no help. He's running out of speed.
And we have a new leader.
Brand new leader of Tay McDonald here in the front, the Echo Fasteners Ford. Excellent job here by Tay McDonald. He had this kind of lead back in Iowa, but wasn't able to secure the win. Unfortunately,
Small connection there between Reckich and Earhart, but I don't know if it was a block or if it was a push.
Oh, it was definitely a push. Earhart and Ted Reckich have been leading this race most of the night, 1 and 2, but they are not taking any chances at this point, letting a, quote, outsider go ahead and take charge of this one. With race teams kind of bunching together for Season 3, a couple of these guys may be starting to kind of say, hey, I've worked with you before, let's be teammates, and then we may be starting to see the beginnings of this as we see Ted Reckich. Look at that exit here by Tay McDonald. Oh, Rader with a nasty move. Here it comes from the top. Let's get a blimp view as we see him dropping down toward the bottom. Closer. More of that chopper chase angle, and here we go. Rader down on the bottom from last place into the lead. He's going to lead his first lap here tonight, but Ted Reckich says something else. He's going to try to see if he can push Earhart past. Oh, Earhart gets it. So definitely a good shootout here in the front. Right now, a very tight top 6. As Jeremy Burns has now come back from 9th, dropped down to 11th, is now back into 6th. But boy, oh boy, Caleb does not want him to move any farther up than right there.
Wow, yeah, I'm watching Reckich and Earhart up here, and one thing that worries me is seeing him pushing into the turns. I can understand on the straights, but when he pushes into the turns, watching the Earhart kind of wiggle around there on the end of the push is scary.
Yeah, definitely for certain. And kind of, wow, look at that. See, Raider just takes that run, and he's just so aggressive with it.
That's an understatement.
Now he's going to come up with all that speed right up into that turn. There he goes. Gets way, way loose. And if there's one thing we know here, Stella, is watching Robert Raider here in this 53, patience is not one of his virtues. He does not care. He's going to keep going, and he wants the lead. And once he's got that fresh air, he seems to pull away. And just right now, he's got to figure out some sort of patience, because dive bombing and with all that speed that we're seeing he's getting on these runs is not working out. His tires are right now really, a big, big pinch here, as we only have about 2 laps to go before we hit our stage break here, Stella.
Yeah, and to me, it's not. By lap 25, you get new tires. Chill out.
Yeah, well, definitely wanted to go ahead and square an extra couple of stage points away. Trevor Earhart would be the one to get some stage points since he is in the playoffs. If Ted Wreckage gets it, then nobody gets any extra playoff points, and that's going to be pretty crazy. But out there in the chat, Daryl says Tay has some new equipment, seems to be working out for him. If I remember right, I know it's been a little bit of time, but I believe he ended up getting a direct drive wheel, and I think this is getting ready to really open his eyes to how the car handles and feels out there.
Yeah, he's moving around 3-4 places at a time, up and down.
Yeah, Caleb Gilbert with a huge shot here to the back of Trevor Earhart, pushing Earhart into an even farther gap, getting away. Now Raider's going to go ahead and push his way around the double zero. Away he goes, now in the third. Caleb Gilbert second, and Trevor Earhart in the first, still hanging. If I'm not mistaken, the Racing Revolution League, they have to complete lap 25. So still holding on there. Right now, top 3 are Earhart, Gilbert, and Raider.
Oh, Gilbert. Come back to us.
Uh-oh. Oh,
thank you.
There he is. Oh, boy, yeah. Well, we definitely saw a little bit of that at Daytona. He had some disconnect issues, battled his way to the front, back to the back. I was hoping this dark paint scheme here was going to be the silver bullet letting go.
Yeah, well, something let go.
Yep, definitely for certain. Here we go. Trevor Earhart and Robert Raider for the last run. Expect the 53 to send it here.
Yes.
Boy, does this remind you of Homestead?
They will get a playoff point for taking the stage, correct?
I believe so. Trevor Earhart on the outside. Raider trying to squeeze it here for the very end.
Good
Almost.
Luck.
Raider got him.
Raider got him.
Raider got him. Raider got him. Man, I tell you what, I do not know what that 53 Ford
cannot do.
What he can't do. He just came from last place, battled it out. We were saying up here in the booth, he needs to calm down. And here he is with another stage win here to
he says,
square
calm
this one
down
away.
my exhaust pipe.
Holy cow. Holy cow, how did he do it? Holy cow.
I don't know. I mean, you know me. I always say if he's anywhere, if he's got 10, 12 laps and he's anywhere from 12th up, look at him wagging.
Yeah, I think he's kind of telling him on you.
Shake your tail feathers. Shake your tail feathers.
Awesome job. Let's see if we can find Robert Raider out there and see if he's squared up. He's feeling pretty confident now. And that's exactly what you need. Like I said, we were talking about the momentum. And just over and over and over again. Robert Raider, you get that fresh air. He's now up front. We've got a stage win. Now what? He knows exactly what he needs to do. Deep breath. Let's get ready to get this going again and really put these guys here in a pinch. But we'll try to see if we can talk to Robert here in just a little bit. I want to make sure pit stops get done. Last thing I want to do is stumble any of these guys up.
Well, because these guys, especially when they're in teams, they coordinate amongst themselves over the radio as to when they're going to be coming down so that they can help each other get back on the track and in good place. Now, my thing with Raider right now is that he's back up where he's used to being. Now comes his pit strategies. His are not always standard pit strategies. So I would be interested to see how he handles this from here on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, definitely. I want to make a mention that Raider did pit on lap 4 when that last caution happened.
Oh.
So I don't it was kind of a fuel and go, and I'm wondering if he's trying to save a little bit of time. But we're gonna see if something kind of squares away here just a little bit. Out there in the chat, kind of saying he was trying something but was very tight. Oh, Raider almost slid through that box. So Nick Alves. Oh, Nick.
Oh, Nick.
No. Nick Alves here sliding through his pit box. That's gonna be a heartbreaker. So now he's gonna be he might lose a spot to that.
Might be a little chicken grease on that floor in his pit stall.
All right, we'll see if we can get that. Come on, Nick Alves. All right, looks like Nick Alves comes out and still top 10. 9th is where he'll be starting.
Okay.
So Raider remains in the lead. Wreckage in the second. Caleb Gilbert third. Grant Thorpe fourth. And Jeremy Burns still hanging out, rounding out our top 5. Now would be a good time, actually, for you to go ahead and talk to our viewers out there, Stella, about Vet2Track and kind of really what all that entails.
Sure. I mean, let's keep our hopes up and our energy up. But this is a serious matter because we're looking at 22 vets a day. That's how many take their own lives. And if you think about that, you add it up, that's 8,000 of our veterans every year that are going by the way of suicide. So Vet2Track, it was founded by veterans to help other veterans that are battling PTSD. I mean, it's a very real reintegration issue. And they deal with it through track days. They get some camaraderie, some adrenaline, some mentorship, and it allows them to focus on something else, so to speak. And sometimes that's the first time in a very long time. It becomes a clarity, a reset moment, a chance to change their thinking and move forward. So if you're a vet or you know a vet that could help or could be helped, please contact Vet2Track at vet2track.org. Participate, donate, educate, but give them a shout out.
All right, Travis Gilbert in the 341. Looks like he's rocking in the Vet2Track machine out there tonight. Looks like the pace car lights are off here at this point. I do want to try to see if we can take a peek here real quick and see if we can get a hold of Raider and see if if he can talk to us here just a little bit. And let me see if we can grab him before it goes green. Really quick right now, Robert Raider on the air here, man, dude. Awesome stage win here tonight. What's the outlook for the rest of the race?
Go fast, turn left.
Oh man, roll over and play dead is what is what Adam Bowden's saying. I definitely know you don't want to do that. Who's your kind of what's the secret here? I mean, do we just keep giving it all she's got, or we got to start tire saving now?
We'll have to tire save a little bit here, but I mean, we'll still be 4 wide, doing all types of craziness, and I'm sure we'll have 8 different leaders in the first 10 laps, and it's going to be a show no matter what. But yeah, you're going to have to be a little more conservative with the tires here. And now that we have 100% fuel for this race on accident, we got to make the tires last a lot longer. It's going to be pretty important, so keep an eye out for that one.
Awesome.
Missed one more toggle, huh?
All right, Robert, good luck.
Toggle. Thank you.
All right, we'll put Rob back in there. Last thing I want to do is tangle him up because everybody's getting ready for that Geico restart zone. Oh, 100% fuel. So now that is going to toss it up because right now there's a possibility they've got enough fuel to make it all the way to the end here.
Wow.
so I know
this has been a bit of a cluster race, if you know what I mean.
Definitely for certain. Hopefully they'll be able to get this squared away for next week's race, next Wednesday. These guys will be at COTA. So it's going to be another road course. If you think you've got enough road courses here, wait till season 3. Like I said, I think they may have 5 or 6 lined up for that one.
Really?
It will be following the NASCAR scheme. The NASCAR schedule. So if you watch the race on Sunday, these guys will be racing it the following Wednesday. They'll have a few off weeks here and there, but it's definitely going to be a packed race. I believe over 35 races these guys will be squared away for starting March 1st, if I'm not mistaken. Also, the 28th will begin the Daytona duels. But no more spoilers for you guys. Let's go ahead and talk about here at Michigan. Let's figure out who we're going to crown a champion this year. We are looking at Season 1 champion, the 53 Ford, Chapman Environmental Services. Robert Raider sitting here still continuously in the lead every single race. He finds some way to get back up there, but whether he can keep it, we'll see. As Ted Rekich has taken his bid on the bottom line, seeing if he can go ahead and take it from him, and he does.
Yeah, not just taking a bid, he took a place.
Yeah, for certain, and definitely gets enough room, slides back toward the top. Raider, he's not a fan of, getting any of that dirty air here, so these two guys may battle it back and forth for a few laps. I want to move actually back here around where actually Parker Johnston is on 3 wide here. If I'm not mistaken, that should be with Nick Alves and Matthew Robinson. But Parker Johnston, look at that run he gets after tucking behind Michael Bennett in the 14. He's able to slide in between, and away he goes. So now we're keeping an eye here on the number 1. The Sour Patch Kid of Matthew Robinson and his number 1 Chevrolet.
Yeah, I'm loving the new paint scheme. I haven't seen him in the Sour Patch before.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing battles all over the track. Another 3 wide here with Brandon Richardson, Adam Bowden. It looks like Tay McDonald. Now, Tay may have had some trouble down pit. I'm showing him as one of the faster cars down pit, but he is dialed all the way back here to the 15th position. So I don't know if something's happened, but I can't blame 100% that the driving or something bad happened. We're looking at the Mountain Man. He's all the way back here in 16th position. So I don't know.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, if something happened here, he had a 14.8 second pit stall time. But Adam Bowden had a 26 second pit stall time. So some of these guys may have been fixing some damage and trying to, square their cars up here a little bit. I believe we only have 1 car down a lap here, and that would be Alex Berube.
Yes.
So definitely if another caution comes out, wave around for him. He'll be back, and we'll have all 20 cars back on the lead lap. But the Mountain Man's still battling here his way up. Brandon Richardson sitting 13th. He's another one of our playoff drivers. A lot farther back than he'd want to be. He also made it in on points with Nick Alves, Alex Kenton. But just the amount. I know some of these guys right now that win, make it into the next round has got to be a must. If you're not a road course guy, this is kind of the track you need to win. And what comes after Coda is going to be Bristol. And we've got 250 laps at Bristol. Now, don't be scared about don't be scared about the amount of laps, because those laps last less than 15 seconds a lap. So they are super, super fast. So really, it's anybody's winner, and anybody's track. And really, it's going to be a toss-up. The same way you see here is more of this super speedway style. It's a toss-up no matter where these guys end up. But Parker Johnston, once again here, Stella, looking like he was taking a peek on the inside of Justice Murphy to get farther here into the top 10.
Well, who I'm looking at right now is in the number 89. Kenton is on the move, just took 4th place. And a new one for tonight, Grant Thorpe is moving up into the top 10.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot of wiggling, though, coming out of turn 2. And I just don't know how long these guys are going to be able to keep that up. I don't want to see anybody kind of wiggle and smack that wall. I think a couple of guys have. Speaking of which, I think there was something happen back here. Something bad. I think I just saw a Sour Patch Kid just hammer somebody coming into that turn, so got real loose here. And is having trouble keeping onto the track. Hopefully he's able to kind of square that up there just a little bit. Wow, wow, wow. And it's just kind of interesting to see kind of really where to pick. Now, we talked to Robert Rader right before it dropped green. Tire savings is a must here. Wreckage not really a fan of ever saving his tires. But he does lead a lot of laps, and his aggressiveness gets him there.
He doesn't really save his tires or his bumpers or his fenders.
Yeah, I would probably say, to be safe, maybe some of these drivers come down and pit probably about that 65 mark, 65, 70, and then squeeze it out to the end. I don't know on that 100% fuel line where that's going to end us, really place us here at the end of the race.
Yeah, and if they come in on that 65, 70 mark, that, even though it's a green flag, knock wood, that it's a green flag pit stop, that you think that'll give them enough time to get their places back?
It would
depend on if there's a caution after that.
Right. If there's another caution or the amount of fall off that, via time-wise out here on the track. Now, taking a look here, Robert Rader's fastest time of a 38.89, and his last lap was a 39.71. So he's cooking around here. Rader is now making another shot here for the lead. I think he's tired of following behind Ted Wreckage. Wreckage is starting to slow down a good bit here. Yeah, look at Trevor Earhart definitely giving a good bump there to Alex Kenton. Great job here by Alex Kenton. Another driver out there, like I said, he made it in on points. No wins here so far. Squeaked it by with a third-place finish at Daytona, and here he is sitting third at Michigan. So right now, this is looking really good for Alex Kenton to continue his run for the next round of 8 coming up. But man, if there's somebody looking to turn their luck around, it's going to be Trevor Earhart. Now, Trevor Earhart has had a lot of bad luck in these past few races, and I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping these last 2 weeks, but saying that he is driving under, already under some medical duress here is not going to be good for him.
Well, it could give him some extra focus, You ever take a lie detector test and you put the tack in your shoe? Gives you a lot of focus.
Well, talking about focus, here we are taking a look at Trevor Earhart. Definitely a lot of concentration out of him here. Definitely don't want to slip up. This is not the track you slip up at. Because you start pulling out of that draft line, it's hard to get it back. Justice Murphy right now sitting in 7th. He's got a long way to go for him to kind of return and get back to the front. Sit in 7th place, but we start to see that gap. That gap is now almost, over half a second to the next person, and that's not what you want. That's just so much separation here that how is he going to make up that distance? Parker Johnston isn't really helping him out. He's falling off just as much. So it's really, you got to run a good line here. The fresh air is helping for Justice Murphy, but how is it working on fuel mileage? How is it working on this push forward? How is it kind of,
at this point, though, because of that full tank, full fuel, does he really care as far as the fuel consumption of not having the draft? To me, this just became such a ridiculous tire wear race versus any kind of other pit strategy for fuel.
Yes. And that is exactly what it's going to be. We're taking a look at Matthew Robinson in this Chevrolet, a C2C driver. I do want to mention another C2C driver out there in the chat, Jackson Lomax. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he's had some trouble. He says this is some great racing compared to some of the other leagues I'm in. So, Jackson, if you are excited about this kind of racing, I've seen you race out there with Christopher Berger as well. Guys, don't forget you can go to you can either go out there to Racing Revolution on Facebook, or you can go to simtracksbroadcasting.com. You'll be able to find all the leagues that I broadcast. Click on their link, and it'll send you right to their Facebook page. And, dude, apply. They're looking for drivers. We're always looking for drivers. Next gens will be next season as well, so the cars that you see will be lined up for next season to continue that as well. I would definitely I definitely recommend this league. This is probably, like I said, this is probably the #1 league I look out for, just to the length of races, the competitiveness, and really, what you see. If there's a slip up, it's few and far
between. It's a slip up. It's not a.
Right.
See, that's the thing. If there's a wreck and there's a slip up, it's an accident. It's a code. This is not a bumper car league.
Uh-oh.
Oh God!
Yeah, sorry, Michael Bennett. I just saw him just test
just
out.
Just as I say that.
Yeah, he tested out the safer barrier. They're coming out of 2, so he's got some damage on the right front of his car now.
Yep.
Hopefully, he's able to hold this down and keep it all together. Yeah, there's definitely some mashing up here. Raider has the lead right now at this point, but I'm trying to hang back here because I don't know if there's some more problems here with Caleb Gilbert. We saw him battling
down on the
there.
apron.
Yeah, down for the lead, but now sitting 15th. He's around here with Kynan Jones and Travis Gilbert.
Well, he may still be having more connection problems, and I know when. Oh, Adam Bowden, pull off the wall.
Yeah, well,
there we go.
It's a good idea for it to me, as another fellow racer. The more Adam Bowden continues to ride that wall, the safer I'm going to be. Now, yes, it's going to slow him down, but he could yank off that wall and take me out too. So he kind of sacrificed himself a little bit there to go ahead and save the rest of the field. And hats off to him. Out there in the chat, Jackson Lomax said he reached out to Nick Alves and they spoke earlier today. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Man, definitely awesome job to see you reaching out, because you'll be able to race up here with Matthew Robinson. You know him from the Xfinity and the Truck Leagues that you guys run on Tuesday and Thursday. But John Fike, boom, off the wall. So
yes.
I would say we do see contact with the wall, but we've only had one caution here. And you saw how close it was between Fike and Kevin Orlando. I just don't know where the move was, if Fike held the line or Kevin Orlando rotated up a little bit, but it's a matter of inches of where these guys made contact. It's not you know, there's a caution out and 5 guys have it hammered to the floor, you know, turning into bulldozers. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot different driving, but different driving so far. Trevor Earhart has been able to work around most of the guys in front of him here. Alex Kenton's still behind him. He's got Ted Rekich in his rear view. Grant Thorpe is following behind that 21, but not for long. Ted Rekich turns up the heat, now back into third. So Rader, Earhart, and Rekich 1, 2, and 3 here so far on the track. Definitely it's you're kind of weighing your options here. You know, when do you start pushing as we're coming up to the halfway point of this race?
Yeah, I'm waiting. The whole pit strategy thing is above my pay grade.
Yeah, well, it can make or break a race at any point. You know, if these
Yes.
guys decide to only slap right side tires on, it could work. It could tighten the race car up. For these guys getting loose, I think it would be insane not to take right side tires.
Yeah.
But definitely, how much fuel is what they're going to weigh at this point? You know, if they end up with 100% fuel, the heavier the car is going to be. And right now, I don't want a heavy car. I don't want to lug around another, 30 pounds of fuel. So they need to kind of now start weighing how much fuel do they take, because normally they take a full tank, and and then everything kind of squares itself off, and you make it to the end. Here they may pull into pit 4 tires with
No fuel.
Yeah, right, with still 8 gallons left. So how much do I add? Do I add 4? Do I go ahead and take a full tank and not take that chance? But taking that full tank could definitely end up costing you here in the end.
Are you able to adjust exactly how much fuel you take?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
very good.
Yeah, so you definitely, some of these guys do run stream decks. Other guys run just use the iRacing black box. They're able to kind of square that thing off before they head down pit road. Normally, it's a lot safer to deal with it when you're heading down pit road, or if you have a stream deck that you can go over and kind of hit that button and then, be able to knock it around, square off what you're going to do. So that way you just concentrate on that 50-mile-an-hour speed limit down pit road and hit your box like you're supposed to.
Okay. Take a look at number 341, Travis Gilbert. Look who's in the top 10.
Okay, yeah. So I was taking a quick peek here. Actually, Michael Bennett is the first guy
Yeah.
down pit road at this point. So let's go ahead and rotate back up. Caleb Gilbert, or are we talking the 341 and Mr. Travis Gilbert?
No, 341, Travis Gilbert. He was all the way down there with Berube.
Yeah, Berube definitely still battling that lap down issue. But yes, Travis Gilbert obviously has been saving these tires a lot longer.
Yeah, he's up 10 places.
Yeah, 100%.
That's-
Jackson Lomax go Vols to the number 77. I like the way you think. Appreciate you saying that we're doing a great job. Chuck Fletcher out there says that as well. 32 watching. The guys, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. I am on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So awesome job. Yes, you can bind that stream deck to your pit options. I know a few of these guys here in the Racing Revolution League have tried it. I think about 4 or 5 of them have gotten it. And it was all
I was
at
going
once.
to say, yeah, Lomax, talk to Alves about it. I am pretty sure I have heard that Nick has one of those.
Yes, and that would be one of the things, being able to reach over and hit that button. I unfortunately reach over and grab a mouse. And I got to sit there and float around during the black box and square that away. It makes it much more difficult. So you can see how...
I remember Justice Murphy ended up losing a road race over a click of tires, perhaps it was. That's when PJ took him.
Yep. All right, Alex Kenton right now. We saw him kind of do what everybody else is doing out there, kissing it off that wall out of turn 2. He is now, unfortunately, out of the top 5 now. Justice Murphy capitalized on that little error. So let's take a look here at Alex Kenton kind of rocking on the track. No harm, no foul. He is having some trouble, though. I'm wondering if these tires are starting to loosen up on him and just the woes continue for him on the track. Definitely takes a little bit different line. Trying to see if he can open the throttle up just a little more at a different time, but no can do. Alex Kenton right now riding in 6th.
Yeah, still not bad.
Yeah, the top 3 have broken away. Rader, Rekich, and Trevor Earhart. Definitely
By over a second.
They're well setting the pace at this point. You're right. That 1 second, we're taking that eye view from the top. Grant Thorpe leading the second pack with Justin Murphy behind him. But they've got a lot of work to do. And really, still, I don't know here from this angle if pit strategy is going to save them from this.
Yeah, and speaking of pit, I'm looking at Bennett still in there. did we have, an accident?
Yeah, he may have a massive amount of damage. Let's take a little look here at Michael Bennett. Let's see if we can get a little closer. I don't see any right front damage. Looks like all the tires are straight. I don't know if maybe we had a disconnect or something a little tangled up here, but hopefully he is able to continue racing here.
Yeah, this is not a time to take a pause for the cause, guys.
Yeah, definitely not, but hopefully he's able to continue here. I know this is definitely some trouble. Let me see if we can go ahead and grab a hold of Michael Bennett here. It seems they have still broken this room. They can't seem to get it unmuted here. I don't know what in the world is going on. They may have to rebuild it, because I would love to have a chat there with Michael Bennett and kind of see what's going on. He says he's out for the night out there in the chat. Awesome. Hey, man, tell me what happened here as we're taking a look here at Justice Murphy really dooring the other Chevrolet here of Grant Thorpe. 12 giving him a little touch and go here. High side is really capitalizing here so far. But he's just saying if Grant Thorpe can hold that top line, and boy, oh boy, is it hard. Definitely hard to handle here. Travis Gilbert, moving around. That's what I'm talking about. And everyone tuning in here, and this is the kind of racing I'm talking about. You see how these guys are moving and flossing, and no one's spinning out.
Panicking.
No one's crashing. No one's doing. These guys have raced together, and if you've got the same mindset, is come out, be friendly, be competitive. Don't be kind of a pest. Kind of a thorn in somebody's side where you're nothing but a problem. This is the league for you, and these guys really put a good move. I mean, you see Grant Thorpe just took another shot here by Justice Murphy, who is obviously getting way, way out of shape here. Just kind of takes that nudge. All right, you know what? We'll get him next lap, and we'll try again. But now everybody knows that the 12 here of Justice Murphy, there is nothing left of his tires.
Yeah, I mean that was a Code Brown moment. I don't know about you, but they do zip. I guess it's the quickness in which they change those lines of driving. It just blows me away. Also, I guess I've watched so many other leagues where that kind of a move, you end up in the infield. These guys, yes, I saw that one too.
Sorry about that. You were talking quickness. I was getting ready to mention Shane McDonald getting into the 8th spot here, but not enough distance on that clear. His spotter obviously has got to change his prescriptions there, because that was looking that was looking pretty rough out there, kind of mashing each other to pieces. Michael Bennett just here for fun. Don't want to get in anyone's way of competing. Hey, man, practice makes perfect. Everybody likes, everyone appreciates you out here. Definitely come out here and who knows? You might even find a draft buddy. Start working with your new teammates. Cough, cough.
Wink, wink.
Oh, yeah. But let's see. Battle for the lead yet again. Raider and Wreckage. Man, I don't know if this is ever going to end. It kind of questions at this point. I would probably think.
I hope not.
That right now, if this continues back and forth, right now, if Wreckage wins it, it's not any harm. It doesn't really improve his chances. He's not in the chase as a part-time driver here for this run. But what does Wreckage bow out and let Raider and Earhart take it? I mean, what happens right now? You've got a stage win. I mean, we've seen it. I've seen where a non-playoff winner has won in the playoffs. But boy, you want to talk about a shuffle though. Right now, Raider with such a gap on the rest of the drivers, he is already 10 points over Trevor Earhart heading into the playoffs here via playoff points.
But to me, there is no reason, and that was my point. Just because you're not in the playoff runnings doesn't mean you shouldn't be out here racing your butt off. Yeah. So why would you bow out to let somebody who is in the playoffs pass you? That's not racing.
Yeah, unless it was teammates. I could see that as teammates. Right now I'm looking at 4-Star Industries and Team BDE here on second and third. Right now, Trevor Earhart has got to get the win here because he's got to start closing the gap on Robert Raider. Because if Trevor Earhart can get the win here, Raider, we've kind of noticed he's not really a road guy. So Raider's going to have to kind of power through to secure a win maybe in Bristol, or he's going to have to sneak through on points. And the last thing he wants to do is depend on points to get there with Earhart here with a massive run out of 2.
Yes.
Had to check up big time there. And talk about somebody who's not checking up. I do want to keep in mind out there on the tower a little bit. Travis Gilbert in the 341.
Yes.
He is really starting to pick up the pace here. He's only about 3/4 of a second off. Now, we saw, Justice Murphy. These guys have been almost that second, and it's starting to grow. He is out driving by himself with no help, starting to get some distance here. So we'll keep an eye on Travis Gilbert, and another one is Tay McDonald. I'm waiting to see if that 73 has got anything for us, because right now, tire savings is held for the 341 here of Travis Gilbert.
Absolutely. Yeah. We always rave about Raider, because he makes the big moves, the giant climbs from 20th up. But you take a look at Gilbert, he was right down there on the bottom too, and he has come up 16 places.
Yeah, definitely on the move he is, and just it's really interesting to see. It's just that tire strategy, and this is when I race personally. This is kind of how how my night ends up going. My first 30 laps aren't worth worth anything, but those last 15 laps, I'll be almost 0.8 of a second faster just because of the tire fall off, and I think that's what we're starting to notice. Is Robert Rader? We talk again. No, let's talk Trevor Earhart now. Trevor Earhart had a 39.17. That is his best time on the track. He just turned a 41.07. So the tire fall off is almost a 2-second margin now. When do these guys take tires? Right. Yeah. When do they take tires? But taking tires with 100% fuel limit might do you in. I think they're probably gauging on this fuel strategy now of how far does it make it. Because they haven't practiced this, so it was another checkbox that was missed. But, let's go ahead and, kind of call the elephant out in the room just a little.
Shake it up. It's just called shake it up, something that you don't always, you can't always practice everything.
You want to talk about shaking it up. Travis Gilbert and Trevor Earhart here. Here we go.
Love it.
Battle for third place. Oh, there he goes. Looks like he's got a little bit of the Caleb Gilbert problem.
The race lap record is 36.1.
Oh, wow.
For this track? Yeah, so these guys are really cooking. Yeah, that was set in 18 with a Ford Fusion.
Oh, wow. Who did that?
Ken Harvick.
Ken Harvick, no kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely fast out there on the track. Definitely Speedy Gonzalez for sure. Man, interesting to think, because I know this has got to be one of the fastest tracks on the circuit.
Oh, it is. It is the fastest track.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's about 7 miles an hour faster than any other track. It averages about 190 miles an hour. Okay. Can you guess the other four? Yeah, I already gave you who the top one is. Who are the other four top fastest racetracks on the circuit?
Well, obviously you got to keep your super speedways in there, so I would probably say Daytona and Talladega.
Absolutely.
The other two, man, you would think probably Auto Club. I would probably think is the other one. I don't know. Oh, really? Not Auto Club, huh?
Not Auto Club. What's your favorite track?
Charlotte?
Charlotte.
No way.
Yes way.
Oh, wow. That 1.5 miles is one of the fastest tracks out there. One of the top 5, huh?
Yes. And the other one is a surprise. It's Vegas.
Vegas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There's your trivia for tonight. Boy, I wouldn't have guessed that one. Definitely something to see, but something I wouldn't have guessed. Look at this battle here for second.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, 3 wide here as Travis Gilbert is getting definitely his share of racing in here. Holding it in the center. Watch him power through here. This seems to be kind of his money line. Door draft from both. It's going to wiggle the front end of his car as he breaks the speed barrier here.
Yes.
Going as fast as he can. Right now, 192 as they head into turn 1. So definitely it's starting to squeeze down here. Even with this battling here, Stella, Travis Gilbert with a 41.19. One of the fastest guys out there on the track for his last lap. He ran a 39 flat as his best time. So a lot of these guys, I'm just going to get concerned about the fall off at this point. Is if these guys realize that they can't make it on fuel, when do they pit? Do they pit now? take the tires and run these guys down when they come back down pit, and then I've got the speed. So Raider may consider that, but still continuing this battle here for second.
Well, we just had a whole bunch of them go down, didn't we? Because I see a lot of lap cars and no caution, so I think a whole bunch of them went down pit.
Yes, most of the back of our field or semi-middle. John Fite, Kynan Jones, Kevin Orlando, Caleb Gilbert, Matthew Robinson, Adam Bowden, Parker Johnston, Grant Thorpe, and Alex Berube all came down between laps 61 and 66. So they may be kind of considering, hey, this we're not going to make it on fuel. But how long do these guys consider staying out? As we talk about that, here we go.
Oh, Robert Raider just came in.
Yep, race leader Raider. Oh, Justice
Murphy.
Murphy.
Oh, Justice, hold it.
Well, Justice Murphy hit that cone, so we'll see if it's a good entry. It may give him a penalty for that in that number 12 Chevrolet. So right now he is on the hot seat. Nick Alves came down as well. And we'll
it wasn't just getting in the grass.
It may be a bad entry. He has to stay in between the cone and the wall. So he may have tried to buy himself a little extra room there. What happened?
I think, yes.
Oh, Jeremy Burns.
Hit the wall in his pit.
Yep, Jeremy Burns slid. Definitely. And that's what you're going to see. Worn out tires don't grip. So he came to a stop. His tires are melted down, and they are not going to stick. Race leaders are coming back down again. Travis Gilbert, Trevor Earhart, and Alex Kenton. Leaving out a couple of the drivers you wouldn't expect. Ted Rekich, I know, he definitely stays out there. He's trying to definitely try his luck. I would probably say Rekich may stay out maybe 2 more laps here. And then he's going to be the lightning bolt out there running this thing to the end. And Tay McDonald stayed out. Right now, Tay McDonald's rotated himself up to second. And Brandon Richardson. Richardson is almost a 10-second gap. 7 off of Tay McDonald here. These guys have got to pit here pretty soon.
That's down there.
Leaving pit road is Trevor Earhart and Travis Gilbert as we see Raider fly on by. Fresh new tires for these guys and a quick spit of fuel and back out they go. Tay McDonald down pit. Yeah, definitely doesn't want to take any chances here. If he goes ahead and squeezes extra lap or so here, that's A-okay. He may be able to resume race pace. But right now, the race pace being set by Ted Rekich here, and you watch how these fresh tires are going to work around him here.
Well, I'll tell you, you called it between the 65 and 70. They'd be coming down. Whee! Look at him go past him.
Yeah, and right now, they're blocking him from actually lining up for pit if he wants to. So this may be an interesting entry. Let's keep an eye.
I saw one puff of smoke from those two.
All right, he made it in.
All right.
So race leader may go to Brandon Richardson here as he remains out on the track. He last pit on lap 27. He is the only driver on the track who is yet to pit. So playoff driver testing his luck here. How long can he stay out? Raider is going to be our next guy in line. And watch that timer up toward the top and look how fast he's reeling him in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you see that time here. It's not looking good here between Richardson and Raider. 20 seconds even now is where they're coming down, and that is going to at least be a 45-second time down pit road. So this is going to sling him way back off the lead.
So that includes pit road entry and then the 10 or 12, 14 seconds in the pit box.
Well, it should be including stall time.
Okay.
Yeah, so about 43 in and out, and with a 14.8-second pit stall time for Robert Raider.
Gotcha.
So
I was just curious if because that was a really long pit time, but most of the time, the only time they give you pit times is box time.
Yeah, looking pretty sweet here. Taking a look at the track map, you see the 53 kind of on the bottom right of the track. Middle of the backstretch is the 29 machine. That is our race leader at this point, kind of at this section of the track. But does Richardson, when does he decide to come out? Because that time's ticking here, Stella. I'm really interested to see how much longer he decides to stay out.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah. Well, he started losing a lot of speed there, and I thought he may have stalled out.
You don't think he ran out of gas stalled out?
You would think. You wouldn't think. I know these guys had 5 sets of tires coming into this race. And seeing that they're only really going to have to stop and take one here is going to be different. So, Robert Raider here.
Back in the lead.
Yep, away he goes, and just now he's going to start putting the distance. Right now he's got a 3.5-second gap over his fellow 4-Star Industries driver. Kevin Orlando.
And look at Fike in third.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Kevin Orlando and Fike are the guys who got into it for our first caution and only caution here of the night.
Yeah.
So definitely interesting to see them kind of getting pretty close. But like I said, Fike and Earhart, I know these guys had a tangle up at Daytona. So that looks like everything's A-okay. These guys are squaring each other away, and they continue on down the track.
Somebody's got to tell me how 85 Kynan Jones is now sitting in fifth.
Kynan Jones actually out-pit everybody at this point. We'll see if this affects him later on down. Kynan pit back on lap 60. So
Okay.
John Fike pit on 61. Kynan Jones pit on lap 60. So I think his tires are about 10 laps older than you see Travis Gilbert coming here. Travis
Okay.
Gilbert and Justice Murphy, these guys pit on 69 and 70. So you're going to see really this tire gap, and here he goes. So he's got it, but I don't think Kynan's going to be able to hold on to it for long. As 1, 2, and looks like Nick Alves is going to try to aim to be the third. Nick Alves pitting on lap 69.
Wow, what a difference.
Rob Gronkowski would be happy about that pit lap here, as it looks like Alex Berube still in the tussle here. As Alex Berube still a lap down, but joining him is actually Grant Thorpe. Grant Thorpe joined him down pit road, but he had a 54-second pit stall time. So a little fixing of the side panels. I'm hoping it's not repair of the 77 due to the 12 making a few times contact with him. But we've got a long way to go. Jeremy Burns, right now, this is not working out for him at all.
Not
as
tonight.
we only have about 23 laps left to go here in this run for the Vet2Track 200.
Yeah, and my fella tonight, my pick, Matt, in the number 1 car is way down in 13th. He did something odd, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's something to kind of take a peek at. He did have a solid pit stall time, but pit back on lap 66. I don't pray for a caution, but I think squeezing these guys together would make it a lot more fun, seeing how they get kind of put back together. Now, Trevor Earhart, his tires are about 5 laps newer, and he's going to use that to his advantage here going ahead. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Trevor wants Kevin Orlando in his way. Moves him out of the way, and now is taking second as Rader is now 6 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Excellent pit job by Robert Rader here, getting separated. I would question on some of this here, Stella. I know everybody can't see it out there, but Rader had a 14.8 second pit stall time. Trevor Earhart had a 16.1. Somebody missed the stall.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, definitely not looking good.
It doesn't take much.
Nope. Yeah, that second and a half fumble here has now definitely put him way, way in the back. It's interesting to see that Kevin Orlando can't keep up here with Trevor Earhart. I would think these two guys would be able to work together and see if Earhart could catch up to Rader, but it's just not looking so.
Yeah, every once in a while I see a kind of like no cooperation, where you think, oh, if these two would just stick together and, well, 3 of them usually is the best, and get a nice draft going, you can make up some incredible amounts of time. But they're like, nope, it's mine tonight.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see here. We'll take a look at Ted Wreckage, kind of see his speedometer here, how he's getting around the track, as we saw him sling around Justice Murphy there, almost like he wasn't even on the track. Picking up a little bit of pace. It's interesting to see kind of where these guys are ending up, what they're looking to do. Coming into the final stages of this, race with only 20 to go. Trevor Earhart's doing everything he can to try to claw back to the front, but it's just not enough time here. Everybody's too spread out, and I seriously doubt there's a caution. Right now, anybody who doesn't want a caution is Tay McDonald here in the number 73 Ford. He's sitting in the top 10, so looking pretty solid for him so far, as he's right behind Alex Kenton. These two guys battled for it on the racetrack at Daytona. It was kind of a separation of about 5 points between the two guys. Who was going to be on the playoffs and who wasn't.
Yes.
So right now,
that was That was close.
Yeah, Tay McDonald being a good sport out there, not really holding any grudges as he works around Alex Kenton, moves himself into 8th, and now he's going to be chasing down Nick Alves. Only a couple laps separate these guys from their last pit stop times. As we are now 18 to go. Alves, McDonald here, and Kenton starting to pick up a lot of pace here on Justice Murphy, who has really kind of been left in the dust here by Ted Wreckage.
Yeah, but he just pulled away from them like he woke up.
Well, when it looked like when Alves started getting a little closer, it removed a little bit of the downforce off the back of that number 12, and he just he's definitely driving through the turns here. You see he's pedaling it at a different angle, and I think these other guys may be taking it a little bit easier, trying not to do that as much. What's interesting is when you see a situation like this, you get that seesaw effect, is will the drivers run their line, see there it is, will they run their line and continue doing what they're doing, or do they change their driving style to work with Justice Murphy here in the 12th?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. If there's 3 of them there, if the 3 of them could get together, they'd have that stream, and they'd have that draft, and they could make some moves.
They got a long way to go here, Stella, and it's just I don't know.
Really
kind of what.
Doesn't seem like it. That there's, it's only 15 laps now. If we were 15 in, 15 to go.
Yeah, I just don't. These guys got to start really battling for some places here. They really got to start kind of squeaking away. I don't know via points-wise, the guys who are in, the positions they've just got to slice and dice, I would say. It's kind of boiling down to the very last few laps. I don't think anybody's got anything for Raider. I think he might have this one locked up, which is exactly what he needs heading into this one.
Yeah.
Jeremy Burns needed a better show out tonight. He's right now peaking on the outside of top 10. Trevor Earhart is in a respectable, still that second place, but a win, next week is very, very possible. But this now, puts the pressure on a lot of the, some of the favorite drivers out there. Kevin Orlando, Nick Alves, Alex Kenton, Brett Richardson. They may have to pedal, and Bristol is going to be the do or die time. They're not going to have that amount of time to make up for the rest of this championship series.
Yeah, this is I'm looking at Raider being again kind of so far out, not just in this race, but in the points. Do we kind of just say, okay, well, that's done. Let's watch for 2nd through 10th,
Yeah, it's possible. The way I'm looking at it is you kind of looking at these guys who are really on the cutoff. And you've got Alves, Kenton, Orlando, and Richardson. These guys are the next to be eliminated. And right now, they've got to have great showings. Each one of those guys have made it in on points. None of them have a win.
Win, right.
They have got to have successful and consistent placing here for the remainder of these races. Or they're
Alves
they're just not gonna make it.
Of those 4, Alves is the highest, and he's 8th.
Actually, Orlando. Kevin Orlando sitting 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Alves, Kenton, Orlando, and Richardson. Right now, Orlando's sitting 5th. Alves is in the 8th. So these guys are all tied up, and it's getting tight. It's getting tight. Now, I would probably say Alves is going to have a heck of a shot there at Bristol. But, he's come so close, yet so far away without a win. Just a little
What's
more...
that, bridesmaiden, but never the bride?
There you go. Yeah, just every time. He's consistent. He's able to get... And recently, like I said, he's been getting hot as of late. He's just had podium, top 5s. He's getting there. Just he needed that win because a win, let's say, last week, instead of Jeremy Burns, if he ended up getting it, he may have almost secured himself into the next round of 8 and not be dangling on points.
Gotcha. Yeah. A win is a lock-in.
Yes, and that's is definitely it's definitely going to be pretty tight. I'm interested to see what these guys have to put up here. Raider doesn't look like he's going to be running out of fuel here anytime soon. So I believe our Vet2Track 200 winner at this point. Not saying a caution something bad couldn't happen, because I'm seeing Tay McDonald looking pretty, getting real close there to Nick Alves, letting him know he's there. But here's Justice Murphy. Let's see. Oh, I did it. Oh, no. Justice Murphy holds on to it.
Hold it.
Yeah, he's going to come back onto the track, and boy, he's going to really give him an earful for that one.
Yeah. Do we want to do a quick replay?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Let me see if we can quick sling that back here.
Because I am so embarrassed. I was looking over at my paper to see if we got everybody on camera that wanted to be tonight, and we haven't.
You're right. Let me see if I can get a quick touch here.
Okay.
From the top, kind of where.
But this is just me being greedy. I wanted to see what happened to Justice.
Yeah, I'm trying to take it at half speed here. Looks like there was some contact, definitely for sure. Looks like Justice Murphy.
Yeah, I
don't know if Justice Murphy. Well, I don't know if Justice Murphy contacted right there at the left rear. If he contacted there at the left rear first, I don't know.
Maybe, or they net coded that, and then when he hit the wall, he bounced back down and sent him along.
Yeah, let's see if we can find another angle here real quick. Let's see if we can take a peek at it from the top. Oh, yeah, I think Tay got loose.
Yeah.
Yep, little downforce loss there. I would probably say Justice might not want to run that close to him, but he let him have it there.
Yeah,
So.
I guess that's what you were saying. When they got close, he lost the downforce, and then he kind of got a little wiggly in the back end and touched the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yep, and that definitely did it. But I think, actually, if I'm not mistaken, 2, 3, and 4 have clustered back up. Earhart, Gilbert, and Wreckage.
Yes.
So now the battle for second is starting to heat up here. Not in the playoffs are Travis Gilbert and Ted Wreckage, but they may put up a fight here.
Why not?
Terry out there in the chat saying the 21's going to be waiting for that road course. I would probably say so.
Yep, but
because
so is the 12.
Yeah, to me, that would be where Trevor Earhart's going to capitalize. If Trevor can get the win at COTA next week.
That would be his lock-in for the next set of 4.
And Raider Bomb, these guys could almost level the playing field.
Ooh.
Right. So right now, Raider's got to do a lot of practice at COTA to keep Travis from capitalizing here.
Well, he's kind of a hit or miss on road courses. He did well on one, and then he couldn't get out of the dirt on the other one.
Yeah. The Road America, I think he was tumbling around there with Jeremy Burns there for a while, but he did okay in the Daytona road course.
There, okay.
But I will say, Justice Murphy, he's a tough cookie. When we saw him at Road America.
Yeah.
He took he took tires, shouldn't have done it, lost the race.
That's what I'm saying. He lost it by a click.
Daytona Roval. I mean, blew the doors off anybody out there. So Justice Murphy could very well walk away with next week as well. And I don't want to forget Parker Johnston out there. Parker Johnston still has a chance to come up with a win. He could be the upset here. And I'll be interested to see Parker Johnston really turn it up, come out with a win at COTA, and really kind of shut the crowd up and say, I am here to stay. Moving on to the 8, I go. And that would be just an absolute upset there. I'm not saying he's not capable of it. But what I'm saying is just the way he came about Road America, I think was extremely unexpected. I don't think Justice saw that one coming. Even with the tick off on the tires, it was so unexpected.
Yeah, he needed to clean off that rear view. He got a little comfortable up there.
Yeah, definitely. For certain, I think he had almost a 13-second lead and then ended up losing it after that stage.
So have we seen Nick tonight?
Mr. Nick Alves, man, we've been looking at Nick Alves a bunch here so far, but I don't know if we've seen him via the camera. I know he's out there kind of tussling around. I know he's definitely taking his time out there on the track.
And I don't remember seeing Jeremy tonight.
Jeremy Burns. Oh, my gosh. I know Jeremy Burns, he's kind of tumbling around outside the top 10. Here right now, he's about almost 2 seconds off Justice Murphy, who ended up in that tangle up before. But here's Here's Nick. I know Nick would like to be able to get another position here, but it's just he is making up some gap here. He's making up some gap, but with 4 to go, he would almost need to really get about a second here or pick up a quarter of a second each lap. But draft does come into play, so it's still a possibility. Let's take a look here at Jeremy Burns and see how he's doing out there on the track. He's going to have to forgive me. Oh, look at that clean room. Yeah. You know, he's going to have to forgive me. I wasn't able to get to him fast enough on his celebration at the win at Daytona. Because he said he was stomping around. He ran out of the room. It was he couldn't believe it. He was so so beside himself how he got it done. But he really put on a great show there at Daytona. And how he squeezed out of it. And I knew it was under review right there toward the end.
Yeah.
Really with his win, but he actually had won with a broken toe link. So that is going to do it. Trevor Earhart still trying to make a bid here, putting on the last little bit he's got. Wreckage may have fried his tires here, and Earhart saying, "I've got to get that second place to score more points." Kiss off the wall, no can do, as he makes a shot there with Ted Wreckage. Boy, he's gonna be mad about that one. We just tuned into him doing that. Oh, boy. Yeah, he's not going to be happy about that. Not a happy camper at all. Now, Trevor Earhart, he's definitely talking to the guys out there. He's not happy about it either. So it looks like Trevor Earhart, with some damage to the right front of that vehicle, is going to do it. As the final lap is coming down, race leader Robert Rader almost has a 7-second lead. Going to use Parker Johnson to his advantage here. And watch the time. Oh, the draft. As it's almost a moot point at this time. I think he could almost let off the gas and coast through. The 53 Ford of Robert Rader here going to come away with the win here at the Vet2Track 200. Definitely what a run here, especially after a stutter start. Yeah, an EOL starting this race. Oh, there's the shot.
Yeah.
Parker not wanting to go down a lap here. Holy cow, and that's going to do it. The Vet2Track, that is going to put second place with Travis Gilbert. Here he comes. There he goes, and Ted Wreckage in the third. Trevor Earhart nails fourth. Caleb Gilbert actually back down in the seventh, but that moves us with Kevin Orlando and Nick Alves. 5 and 6.
Yeah, so both our number 1 and number 2 spent time in last place during this race.
Yes. Yeah,
that's
it completely
impressive,
flopped.
Gentlemen.
It completely flopped. So we'll keep an eye here on the 53, see if he's got any burnouts here for us. As he has got to be absolutely ecstatic about this one.
Oop. Boink.
Definitely gave him a good shot there.
I guess that would be the high five version.
Oh, yes.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, yes. Race winner here, Robert Rader. Excellent job. Travis Gilbert in the second and Ted Wreckage third. Earhart just squeaks out on the outside of that one. And that's going to do it. Here it
Wreckage
comes.
needs to come back. Oh, there you go. He's going to make himself a nice little montage of that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good angle.
Yeah, excellent job here. Excellent job here by Robert Rader, taking away the race win here. So many lead laps. He got it done. He figured out how to, exactly where he needed to be. And just, really, I don't... This moves him into the final 8. And this, just the... I don't know if I'd say luck, but this is exactly where he wants to be. This is exactly the point in time when he needs to shine. And coming away with the first, with the race win first of the year, that is exactly how you do it.
You bet.
Man, oh man,
Got an angle
oh man.
from the stands. A quick angle from the stands, I think, would be exactly what he's trying to get. Haha, that's it. BEA, beautiful.
There we go. All right. And
Yeah.
Stella, we're going to rotate up to our interrogation room. I call it our interview room, and we're going to have a little chat with our top three, Ted Rekich and Travis Gilbert here. And let's see if we
Will
can
you
talk
take
to
me
these
with
guys.
you?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. And we definitely like having a good time here at the racetrack, guys. Appreciate you hanging in there, especially during our little choke up there right at the beginning. I know it was definitely a heartache. I hated doing it, but we had to do it. It was definitely a kind of a sneak attack for all of us here, but we were able to definitely kind of keep everything squeezed together and really just try to kind of make the best of it, I guess. But let's go ahead and have a chat with our third place finisher here, Ted Rekich. Let's go ahead and have a chat with Ted. Ted, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, I got a copy, Bob.
All right, man. What a wild race this was here. It just definitely, you were definitely fast at some parts. Would you have a little tire fall off there toward the end?
I'm not going to be bragging about this. I think I had the fastest car out there. I just got caught up with the damn fuel. I put too much fuel in it, and I was letting people go when I shouldn't have. So I think I had something for Rob. We were pretty even with saving tires. I was letting people go like a dumbass, and it definitely cost us. Coming there for P2, I was getting my nose chopped off, so I'm a little frustrated right now, but that's just racing, so it is what it is.
Yeah, it was definitely tough out there, man. I noticed, and they were saying something about the fuel, and I mentioned it before. If these guys take too much fuel, it may cost some of these drivers later in the end. Unfortunately, I'm talking to one of them. It just kind of bit you right here. Really kind of interesting to see. You were one of the fastest cars out here. I wasn't sure how long you would be able to hold on to it because, no offense, Ted, but we see you race a lot, and you're so fast now. I think you drive faster than your tires will allow.
Today I came back and got in front of Rob after they were done late in a run there, so that felt good for saving tires there. I think when you're in the lead for so long here, you're definitely going to burn it up more. They get that draft. That's the thing, too, is I sit there, I lead. I think I'm doing a little too much of that and not. It's tough to conserve because you have to set the pace and they're right on you because they could just go part throttle, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it makes a big difference, but overall, I think it was a good race. It was fun with Trevor, Rob, Travis up there. I think Tay McDonald was up there for a while. So for Michigan, I thought it was a pretty damn good race.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely was for sure. I know you're a part-time driver. Will we see you in any of the upcoming races for the rest of the championship?
Yeah, I won't be there next week. I think the week after that I'll be there.
Oh, we're going to see you for Bristol, huh?
I believe so, yeah. And I love Bristol, so.
I do, too. All right, Ted, in the 00 Ford, man. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs here.
I just want to thank Hennessy Cigar Co. For sponsoring me here. It's my girlfriend's dad's cigar company. So the league, Racing Revolution, and Simtrax Broadcasting, you guys do a great job every week, week in, week out. So they've definitely got something special here. I love being able to come and race on a part-time schedule with the talent they have in here. So always makes for a good time. So, but 4 seasons in, I'm definitely gonna beat Rob. I'm gonna figure out a way. I'm gonna scan his computer. I'm pretty sure there's a exe file in there somewhere. So
I was gonna say, I hear a call out.
Yep.
The amount of grip he had on the bottom and top late in the run was pretty crazy when we were getting racy. So, but other than that, guys, thank you again. I know the league appreciates it, so we'll send off with that.
All righty. Well, thank you coming in third place here tonight. Awesome job, man. I like seeing you out here. I wish you weren't a part-time driver because coming up for season 3, as many races as we've got locked and loaded for that one, man, I would definitely love to see you competing out here full-time. But, hey, man, I know things get in the way, but appreciate you coming out tonight, and we will see you at Bristol.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Ted Rekich.
What? Nice to see him on the podium for a change. I mean, he runs up front so often, and it's just a shame he can't stay there.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, these guys are just so fast. They're just so fast. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can catch up with our second place finisher, Travis Gilbert. Travis Gilbert, you got a copy on me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Patrick?
Oh, I am doing, man. Definitely. See if you can get a little closer to that mic so we can talk to you a little bit here tonight, man. Dude, what a wild run it was. Was tire savings really kind of in the wheelhouse here for you tonight? Because you were just came on late and with so much more speed than everybody else.
Yeah, I used the first run to test on how bad I was going to tear up the right front, how hard since I was in the back. And then when we went back racing after the stage, I went into complete save mode. And then when I realized their times were falling off to where I was saving, then I went into attack mode at that point.
Yes, 100%.
And attack you did.
Yeah, we were taking a look at it, and yeah, I was kind of commenting out there. I've raced Michigan and been slightly successful here, and the lane you were taking, just kind of being nice and easy on the tires, and then right when the fall off starts happening, pour on the coal, and really, and that you did. Coming in, really a second place. I know you aren't here very often, but when you do show up, man, you really put on a hell of a show out here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. These guys are really good here at R&R in the Racing Revolution League. They're tough, and to come from the back is impossible, really, to be telling the truth. However, this is my home track. I grew up here. My grandpa worked here for 33 years. He had a personal relationship with Roger Penske. I've been all over that racetrack, so I had to show up and show out for Vet2Track 200. And, I want to give a shout out to Vet2Track and anybody who's watching, the vets, we can use your support. Go to vet2track.org, and this is why I show up, and that's why I was in the vet2track.org car tonight.
Excellent. I was getting ready to ask you about the Vet2Track. We did take a quick peek at your car as well during this interview. We're taking a look at it, and if you had anything more to add to, for the people out there talking to you, or a little bit about that Vet2Track, if you want to get into it a little more.
Yeah, it's completely set up by Jim Whittam. I deployed to Afghanistan with him. He was my NCOIC over there, and he came back, and we had a fascination with motorsports, but he's always a people person, energetic out there. He loves to help people, and helping veterans is what saved his life. And two wheels. I have a fascination for four wheels. He loves two wheels. So, but nonetheless, the speed brings us together, and that's the camaraderie. That's the bonding. That's what we're looking for when we do the Vet2Track organization, when we bring in people who are PTSD, TBI, struggling with their family. That's what Vet2Track was created for. And we can't succeed over at vet2track.org without people's help. And it's really a good cause. And I'm so proud that Jim Whittam, I know him. He's a really amazing person. You get to sit down and have a conversation with him, you'll just be blown away. His level of caring and general, just kindness and wanting to help people it's unfathomable. It's amazing. It's all I can
Inspiring.
Really say. Yes, thank you, Stella. Yeah, inspiring.
All righty, Travis Gilbert in the 341 Ford. Great job tonight, man. Definitely glad to see at least the sponsor of the race gets up here. I know some guys don't have that opportunity to really be able to get their chance to get up front and really be able to get to speak a good piece about why they're sponsoring and really what the paint scheme and really what everything is about. Appreciate it, Travis, man. We got Coda and Bristol coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I hope to see you out here.
I appreciate you guys, and thank you for everything that you guys do for Racing Revolution. And with that said, I'd like to thank Chapman Environmental Service, Ultimate Siding and Gutter, Butt Kicker, obviously SimTrax Broadcasting. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do any of this and have fun doing it. And I really appreciate Racing Revolution for letting me come over and be a part-time driver over in this league. I have a lot of fun over here. It's really tough competition.
All righty, Travis Gilbert. Great job tonight, bud, and catch up with you later.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
All right. I will say, I haven't talked to Travis a bunch, but man, he's a pretty swell guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty swell guy. And that moves us to our race winner here. Robert Rader, first place position here tonight. Got it done. Really, we talked about it before. I don't know what he can do, what he can't do, but we're going to see if we can get tuned into him as he wins the Vet2Track 200 here. At Michigan. So another drive, another win, another takeaway. Raider, talk to me here. What really tires were kind of the key to winning here tonight.
Yeah, well, pit stops were a big key to winning tonight too. I think a lot of things were a big key to winning tonight. We could have wrecked a few times there as well. So. But before we get into anything else, I want to apologize to you guys, and also apologize to the rest of the league for a little snafu. with the original session and having to restart everything, it kind of kicks people out of their rhythm, and then having extra fuel kind of changes fuel strategy and all that. So obviously not the situation that you want to see. So I want to apologize for that, but definitely got the bush light here. We're ready to celebrate making it to the next round of the playoffs regardless. So yeah, it all ended up mattering at the end. And I thought I was going to get black flagged on the pit stop because I was going way too fast and just had to lock them up entirely. And I guess I just barely came in under it. Otherwise, that could have got bad and came off pit road. And the next guy who was on the same tire strategy as me was like 8 seconds back. And as long as we didn't have a caution, I knew I had it made. So glad that it could be not so eventful in the second half because my wrist hurt from clenching the wheel so hard in the first half. It was pretty, it was pretty intense out there. So, yeah, man, it was a pretty awesome race. Really excited to be into the next round too. Be able to go to Coda and Bristol and not have to worry about those races, which anything can happen at. You could blow your whole playoffs up. Just really glad that I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, Coda is definitely going to be interesting. We know you aren't 100% the best out there on, everybody has their weak point, but you aren't 100% your best out there on the road courses. It's getting better, but you do have a lot of guys that are going to be looking for that number one spot. Earhart, Parker, Justice, Jeremy's got to find a win here pretty soon if he's going to sneak through. And just the amount of guys that are really under fire right now, coming away with the win here is really the best way to secure it. Now, I would mention before I ask you the next question out there, Logan Romney and Ray Lane out here in the chat are saying it was Kevin's fault for this whole thing happening. I would probably say they're asking for an EOL on this start.
For having to restart the session?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'd love to blame Kevin, but it was my fault on both times, actually. So, yeah, pretty disappointed with that.
And we've already found out that an EOL for you is not punishment.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to get an EOL, and I mean, it's punishment regardless. But the main thing I was worried about here with the EOL was just trying to make my way into the top 10 without getting in a wreck, especially early on. It was a big focus for me to just try to avoid putting myself in bad spots, and that was hard to do. Those first 5 laps, I just wanted to take it easy, and guys were running into each other, and crap's flying all over the place, and so after we had that first caution, excuse me, I decided I was just going to go as hard as I could, get around those guys, burn the tires up, and finish wherever I finished. And I don't know how I made it to win the stage, actually. I have no idea. I don't know. Awesome race, though, man. I'm pumped up about it for sure. This one means more than most of them this season, just being able to lock into the next round of the playoffs. Coda Bristol, I mean, someone's going to get screwed over at Bristol, and now it won't be me.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say, the temper's definitely flare on a short track, and if there's one to do it at, it's Bristol, because there's no, you can make a mistake and recover, or you can make a mistake and end up multiple laps down. I mean, it's just, you guys using absolutely no fast repairs out there just increases the importance of racing clean, and once the smaller of the track, the harder it gets. Unfortunately, one of the 4-Star Industries driver, Kevin Orlando, kind of got caught up in an early spin out here, but he ended up in the top 5. So still continuing to look good for the 4-Star Industry team. Seeing that the rest of your team came 5, 6, and 7. How confident you guys feeling, points wise with these guys rolling, still top 10s?
Well, 5, 6, and 7 is a pretty good finish regardless. But when you consider that 2 of those guys that finished ahead of that pack there weren't running for playoffs anyway, really, I mean, they only got beat by me and Trevor tonight. I'm locked in. Trevor has a lot of playoff points. Probably, Trevor's probably going to be in the next round too. So, I mean, really, it was a top 3 finish for all the guys they needed to beat today. So, big time day for 4-Star, and especially Kevin to come back from. He had 4.5 minutes of damage after that first wreck, and he stayed in it, had some really good pit strategy, and somehow was able to pull a really good finish out of it with a top 5, which is kind of mind-blowing. So shout out to Kevin and everybody else. 4-star. Great day today. We should be looking pretty good in points after this.
Yeah, no kidding. All top 3 were Fords tonight, but yours prevailed as the winner here tonight. Great job, man. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and let's get you practicing for COTA. I don't want to see anything less than a top 10 out of you there.
Well, if I wreck there now, it doesn't matter. So I mean,
but
we'll
Chapman's not gonna like seeing that bent.
No. We'll try even harder. That's what we'll do. So, if you end up in the fence somewhere, it doesn't matter anymore. So we can afford to break a little later than everybody else. We'll see what happens. Big shout out to Vet2Track, Travis Gilbert, who puts all that on for them and has sponsored the races this season for Vet2Track. Is a whole really cool charity organization with those guys trying to get veterans to the racetrack. Everything about that's really cool, and I think Travis came home P2 tonight, so really cool to see him with a good finish at his home racetrack in the race that he is, putting money up in order to give some shine to an awesome organization. So anybody out there who has a little bit of time or money, they can donate to Vet2Track. That'd be fantastic. Chapman Environmental Services obviously have a cool blackout paint scheme for the playoffs this year. Obviously it's good luck, so we'll keep it on the car, I think. And then you have Ultimate Sidings and Gutter. We gotta shout out them. They do a lot to help us out here and help us put the prizes and stuff together for everybody week in, week out. And obviously Butt Kicker. I got 2 of them on the rig. One won last season. I don't think I'll keep another one. 2 feels really good in the rig, Patrick. So I think I'll stick with 2. But if I do end up winning, I'll find somebody who's deserving of such an awesome piece of equipment, because Butt Kicker kicks butt. How about that?
Yeah. All right. I was gonna say, I've heard of people doing those butt kickers on 4 corners, man. Definitely changes it up a little bit, especially on those road courses when you're hitting over those rumble strips. But it really reminds you when you get in a wreck. It definitely it shakes your feelings out for sure.
Yeah, it does. I've got enough rumble to probably annoy the whole family already, so I don't think I need more. We'll just leave it where it's at.
All right, Robert. Man, this locks you into the round of 8. Great job tonight, and we'll see kind of what's your next feat in the round of 8 with Kentucky, Talladega, or Darlington. That's going to be that's going to be tough there, man. That's going to be tough. How you're going to squeak out another one there for the final 4. Great job tonight, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, and I forgot to shout out SimTrax Broadcasting, best guys out there. You and Stella do a fantastic job, so shout out to you guys. Cheers.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, bud. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. Robert Rader got it squared away here tonight. Definitely awesome by him. And he was able to really get it done, man. Just kind of be right place, right time. But thank you for joining us here at SimTrax Broadcasting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, simtraxbroadcasting.com. We've also got a lot of other things starting to kind of come around as well. We're picking up another league on Thursdays. So if you guys notice, we got C2C on Tuesday. I've got the Racing Revolution Wednesdays. The Doghouse Racing League, we're going to be holding those next-gen open setup. So we'll be seeing those guys now on Thursday, and the Graceland Shootout Series has decided to re-sign, and we are going to host their next season on Saturdays coming up, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is the 28th is when we'll be starting that one, and Doghouse Racing League will be starting the 19th. But, of course, we saw what a wild ride it was here at Michigan. Next Wednesday, if you're looking to stick around here with the Racing Revolution League, we are going to be in the All About Bugs 115 at COTA. There's going to be money on the line, and I know a lot of guys are really going to be pushing a lot farther than they want to. So on the 18th, we'll see you again. If not, we'll see you another time. So be well, be safe, be kind, and me and Stella, we'll see you next time.